Alright, so I've got this JLB Cheetah RC car. They've upgraded to have heaps of power. Now these are the axles, or drive shaft, dog bones they call them. There's 4 of them going from the diff to each wheel. One going from the diff, which is that end, up to the wheel. Here's 2 of them for the back of the car. Now, if you want to heat treat material, you need to have carbon in it. If it's just mild steel with no carbon, you can't make the steel go harder or softer because there's no carbon in it. But you see these, I got these the other day in the post. See how I've heated this up? Now this is 40-ton steel. They've made these. You see, because I've upgraded the car, when I accelerate like full throttle, these just all bend and tear apart and break because the car's got so much power now. But before I even upgraded the car's power, running it on 4S, because they're 120 amp, the newer version of the JLB Cheetah, 120 amp, you can run on 4S, and even on 4S it would bend these. So even on stock power it would bend these. So they're 40-ton steel. Now they've got carbon in this steel because when you heat this up glowing red hot and quench it in oil, it goes from 40-ton steel to 100-ton steel, because we've got a Rockwell tester. So now that area there is hard as fuck. So you can either get these standard axles, and then because they've made them out of high carbon steel, you can just heat them up with an oxy torch or a jet lighter, or on the fucking stove even. You could probably heat them up on the stove if you hold them, but you have to heat them up evenly, glowing red hot, and then quench them in a bucket of water, and they'll go hard as fuck. But I don't know, if you do that, they might become too hard and they'll become brittle like glass, and then they'd probably break even easier. So what you can do is you can get these and you can ring up your local heat treaters, people that heat treat steel, because there's heat treaters all over the place, in all areas really, and there'll be one near you, and you get a bunch of these and you give it to the heat treater, and they'll heat it up in a special furnace or however they do it, and they'll quench it and they'll get it to the exact right temperature that it should be, and then they'll heat treat these properly. So then they shouldn't break or bend or anything. They should heat treat these before they even sell them to you, seeing that they make them out of high carbon steel. But they don't, they're just soft. So that's why they're bending. If you notice, if you turn your wheel in your JLB Cheetah, you'll probably have bent ones. They won't be straight. They'll be turning like this when you turn the wheel, but they'll be all wobbly and bent. Which you can put them in a lathe and tap them with a hammer until they're running true or not bent. But I just thought I'd tell people about that, because this can be hardened because it's got carbon in it.